Hello there guys, it's CoolFox over here, and today I'm bringing you an unboxing and review of the Blackview A30 smartphone. So this right here is the front of the box, and as you can see, it is very minimalistic, only the logo showing. On the sides there is nothing written, except for this side, which has the IMEI numbers and a sticker that states that the battery has a little sticker over it, just so it does not turn on during shipping. And on the back of the box we have the specifications listed. So this has Android 8.1, which is actually very surprising at this price point. We have also a 5.5-inch screen, but it is unfortunately not even 720p, as you can see right here. It is 1132 by 540, which means that YouTube videos will play at 480p. The battery is of 2500 mAh, and this should be enough for the screen size and also the chip used, which is the MTK6580A, which is actually very old. I would have liked to see a newer chip such as the MTK6755, which is still not that new and is pretty old as well, but that is at least a bit more powerful than this one. So as you can see, the front camera is of 5 megapixels and the back camera is of 8. This also does come with 2 GB of RAM, which is usual for this price point, and 16 GB of internal memory, which is also very usual at this price point. Opening up the box, you will find the phone itself on top inside a little plastic bag, and we will take a look at this later. And underneath the phone you will find the manual, the charging brick, which I really like since all of the Blackview smartphones have this type of charging brick, which makes it a bit more portable, and the charging cable, which is obviously micro USB. Taking a look at the manual, it states the features that the phone has. So here it shows a diagram of the phone itself and what the different components are. Here it shows that you need a nano SIM card in this phone, and here it shows how to operate the camera. So this is all very basic stuff and you do not really need to look at this that much, but if you are new to smartphones you should take a look at the manual. So the charging brick here does have the Blackview logo on it, and here it states that this is a 0.3 amp charger, so this is actually pretty slow. But obviously you should always use the charger included with the phone, since the phone probably charges at this rate, and this does not damage the battery since it is obviously supplied by the company itself. Here on the back you have the USB port for the micro USB, and as you can see right here, it is obviously standard, so this is just a normal micro USB cable. Now this is a bit outdated since most phones, even the lower end ones, come with USB Type-C, but this one unfortunately comes with the micro USB, so this is a bit of a drawback. So now taking a look at the phone itself, here you will have a screen protector, which I did take off since I did actually turn this phone on, and here it is. All you need to do is just pull it out. Apart from that, it does come with a case installed, and this is actually a very cheap case, but it does hold well to drops, and obviously I would prefer using the case itself with the phone instead of the bare phone itself, so if I accidentally drop it, I do have a bit of protection. On the front here we have the front-facing camera, which, as I stated earlier, is of 5 megapixel, supposedly obviously, or it might be for the second camera here. But as you can see, it does look like a fake camera unfortunately, since there isn't even a big enough hole for light to go through, so I doubt that this is a real camera. Apart from that, on the front you also have the speaker grill here, which does work perfectly fine, and also here you have the proximity sensor, which also works fine. All in all, that is what is included on the front, except for also a screen protector, which you can obviously take off if you want, and also a little microphone here on the bottom. On the bottom of the device you will find the micro USB cable and also a speaker grill. On the left side, as you can see, it is all blank, so there's nothing on there. On the top you will find the headphone jack, which at least is included in this, and that is very nice to see, since most phones nowadays do not come with a headphone jack. On the other side you will find the volume rocker, which is actually very tactile, and this is very nice to see, and also the power button. On the back, as I showed earlier, you will find the dual cameras and also the flash, but as I also stated before, the second camera might be fake, as it does not even look like a real camera. Apart from that, you will find the Blackview logo and that this is assembled in China. So to pop off the back, you will have to find this groove here on the bottom right. And once that is found, as you can see, the whole back pops off. And you will find the battery inside, which is of 2500 mAh as stated on the box. And here you will find a little tab that you will need to pull out, which is this one, which I have already pulled out since I did boot up the phone before making this review. Here you will also find the SIM card slot, and as you can see, you can either input 2 SIM cards or a SIM card and an SD card. It is nice to see expandable storage on this type of phone, since this actually only comes with 16 GB of internal memory, as I stated before. So to pop off the battery itself, it is actually pretty hard to pop off since this is very well put in. But here, once it is popped off, underneath you will find the IMEI numbers and also the model number. And you will also find a little sticker which states that this is an original Blackview smartphone. Apart from that, here you can see that the battery is actually very thin, and this is obviously because it is not of a very large capacity. So turning on the device, all you need to do is take out the sticker that was on the battery itself and then hold down the power button. So here it is booted up, and obviously when you boot it up for the first time, you will go through the setup and you will have to input the email address that you will use with your Google Play account. Here I did set up a password since this does not have any fingerprint sensor, which is acceptable at this price point, and this is how it will look when you boot it up and set it up for the first time. So you have the Play Store on the side and a Google folder, and also all of these applications pre-installed. The first problem that I encountered with this phone is that it has both the swipe up function and also an app drawer icon, which you cannot disable any of. So you'll have to keep the app drawer icon and also the swipe up feature visible. Going into the settings menu here, you will see that this is the stock Android settings menu, although on the home screen you will find a light skin from Blackview themselves. As you can see, they do come with pre-installed applications such as Blackview Note, Kika keyboard, which is actually the default keyboard for some reason, and obviously the other Google applications which were pre-installed, sound recorder, and a few others that are normal on stock Android. The drop-down menu here is a bit different, and this is obviously because of the light skin that Blackview put on. And going into the settings, you will find that it is all default. Going on the bottom here, you can see that system is also there. And then you can go to About Phone and see that the Android version is actually 8.1 as stated on the box. So this is obviously great to see, since Android 8.1 is one of the latest Android versions. Apart from that, this comes with gesture emotion, which is installed due to the Blackview skin, and this is actually a pretty good feature to have, and I do recommend that you fiddle around with it if you have a chance. And also taking a look at all the other settings included, you can see that DuraSpeed is with the Blackview skin, which basically boosts the application that you have open. Gesture wake up, which as I said before is good to fiddle around with and does actually serve a pretty good function. And all the other settings are default. So the phone does not lag in the settings menu and also in the app drawer, which is very good to see, and if it does lag even in here, it would be a bit of a shame. It does lag though when you pull up the app drawer, as you can see right here, but that is a very minor thing to have, so I will not really complain about that much. Since the specifications inside the phone are actually pretty low, the battery life will be very good, and therefore you will not need a bigger battery than 2500 mAh on this phone. To put in the SIM card, all you need to do is pop off the back, take out the battery, and then take a nano SIM card, and there the SIM card is inside the phone, and once booted up it will read it out. Calls are also going through, which is great, and this means that it is working perfectly. So here, going into Antutu benchmark, we should see the score that this phone got. It did score around 20,000, which is to be expected at this price point. Here you can also see how many users it defeated, which is obviously going to be very low since this device has very low specifications. Taking a look at another benchmark here, we will boot up Geekbench 4 and let this run. So as you can see, the Antutu benchmark is also very low since this has a very low spec CPU. The single core score is of 450 and the multi-core score is of around 1260. This is obviously to be expected since, as I have been saying over and over again, this is a very low spec phone and the CPU is also very low spec, so obviously it cannot compete with other smartphones of higher prices. Looking at the sensors that this phone has, you can see that there's obviously the battery indicator. You also have a GPS sensor, the Wi-Fi module obviously, an accelerometer which is present on most phones, a light sensor, and also a proximity sensor. Now looking at the GPS signal, we can see that it is pretty poor, but we are obviously inside, and if we take this outside, we will find that the GPS signal is a bit stronger. So moving on to gaming performance, we will test out Alto's Odyssey, and this will be a good indicator of how good this phone is, and since this isn't a very demanding game, if this lags, it will be a bit of a problem for the phone. So from this little test you can see that the phone is actually pretty good at playing light games and it did not really lag at all unless there was a lot of activity going on in the environment. Moving on to another very light game, we will play Ping Pong King, and this is actually a very minimalistic game, and as you can see it does take a bit of time to load. And I only experienced this on this phone, and on my main phone this does not happen. So as you can see, this does not lag at all, and this is to be expected since, as I said before, this game is very light. And now we can move on to YouTube, and as you will see, this is where the phone lags a lot since it can only play 480p videos. Now I was really disappointed to see this, but considering this screen resolution, this is what you should expect. And here I will put up a video from my channel, and you can also listen to the speaker quality for yourself. So here is a little video test on the Blackview A30 itself, and here I will be showing you the Blackview BV7000 review, which is my own video, and I will leave a card up on the top right if you want to watch it after this video. And as you will see, it is obviously on 480p as that is the maximum, and keep in mind that I do record all of my videos in 1080p 60, and since it can only have a maximum resolution of 480p on YouTube, you cannot enjoy the 60 frames per second and neither can you enjoy the HD resolution. There's the pause play button, which does come in handy from time to time. As you can also see, the 3.5mm jack is longer than normal 3.5mm jacks in the video. Shown in the video. Now going into the SIM slot, you can see that it has two SIM slots, or a SIM slot and an SD card slot. Now moving on to the last test, we will test out the camera performance. And as you can see, the front camera here is not the best. Obviously you can see that it is very blown out here where there is a lot of light coming in. You can also zoom in a bit, although you can see that there is a loss in quality. The loss in quality is to be expected since obviously this is digital zoom and not optical, and there is only one camera sensor on the front. The real bummer is that the second camera on the back is fake, and therefore also the zoom on the back is also digital and not optical.
speak English, a lot of French, Spanish, Italian. That's not the best one to speak English. So I will put music. Music is universal language and talk to everyone. I know many of you love commercial music. That's why I will not put commercial music. I will put only real music. The first song I will put is just for stress and relax a little bit, because I'm gonna make crazy flips, crazy tricks. I'm gonna play with fire, and at the end I'm gonna fight as a lion. So I need to get ready. Don't injure myself. The first song, I hope you will like.
I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more content. If you are thinking of buying this phone, please use the link in the description, as I am an Amazon affiliate and will get a small commission from the sale. This will in turn help me make future videos, and I would really appreciate that. This was CoolFox and I'm out. Peace.